Hi, I'm Rob van der Gout and I will be presenting my paper titled Where Are We Still Split on Tokenization? Now the first issue with tokenization is that we of course have different definitions of tokenization. So we can do like syntactic tokenization where we want to get syntactic units out or more lexical levels. But of course the word has also changed meaning over time. So now people commonly refer to subword segmentation as tokenization. As you can see in this slide, they're not the same thing. We follow the universal dependency guidelines. So in the universal dependency guidelines, they have two layers of tasks that are related, where one is called tokenization and the other one we can consider multi-word expansions. So as you can see in the multi-word expansions, words are actually replaced by their syntactical units, whereas for tokenization, we keep them untouched. Now, subword segmentation is of course a very different task, where we split subparts of words off that don't necessarily match with the tokenization guidelines, and here's the example from the multilingual bird. There's been a variety of methods over the years for the tokenization task. Here we see the three main ones. So the first line here is the input sentence. The second line is a regular expression approach that was mainly used for English texts. Then there is the new machine learning approach. So we try to predict on the character level where a word begins and ends. So this is biolabeling. And then there's the last one, that's number 4, which is labeling B and I labels on the subword level. So here the idea is really that we do also some sort of span labeling, and we would hope that most of the splits can be found on the subword level. So if we do it this way, this is commonly used for large language models or discriminative language models, of course. And the issue is that this is very expensive to train this for a pre-processing step like tokenization. So the solution we adapt here will be multitask learning, where we do our downstream task directly jointly with the tokenization task. Previous approaches have used adapters for this with a similar strategies, a similar framing of the task, but these are very costly to train, so that's impractical if you want to train for multiple data sets. Then I evaluated the following settings. So we have the rule-based baselines, for which we tried a variety of 5 different rule-based systems. We use the Oracle BEST system here. Then we have the single task tokenization. So we just train a full language model only for tokenization. We have the multitask setup, where we do most of the layers of the universal dependency tasks. And we also have a model where we train not just on a single data set, but we train a multilingual model on all training sets that we have available in the UD. These are the main results for the in-treebank set. So this means that we have training data and development and test data from the same treebank creators. And we can clearly see that the rule-based models perform very poorly. And the losses when we go from single task to multitask are quite slow. And even if we go to a multilingual model, we don't lose so much performance. So in general, it can be beneficial to train one tokenizer for the whole set. Because then we only need one model instead of one single model for every data set. We also break down the results to Latin and other scripts, and we can clearly see that on the Latin script we get higher performance across the board, especially for the rule-based systems. Now if we look at the cross-treebank results, the scores are much lower. So just remember, here we were in the ranges above 98, and here on average we get 93. So we get the huge performance decrease, and even on in-language data sets we only reach 95. So this is a pretty large increase of error, and this shows that there can be inconsistencies, of course, but also there are cross-domain issues here. If we consider all the languages that have a data set available that's in the same script, performance is quite high. If we consider languages that are in a completely new script, performance really drops quite a lot. This is of course because it's too distant from the things that the model has seen before. We have a lot more analysis in the paper. So this is one nice graph where we look at the attention weights over layers, so we can see in which layer which task is learned, where we can see that tokenization is mainly layer 8, and then it drops again. But there's also qualitative and a more in-depth quantitative analysis in the paper, so I would refer to that. Thank you.